boys. Come on in. Harry, Kieran, former champion, British champion, current British champion.
Yeah.
Why does he lose?
I don't think Kieran knows where I'm going to go. I think. What do you think I'm going to do in this one?
You don't think Kieran knows where you're going to
go? I think he doesn't know what move I've got in my locker anymore.
Well, I mean, the thing is I've been watching you every single time that you've been pulling. You know, you're typically a guy that would dive straight inside. You know, you don't have the experience that I do at this point in time. And I feel that your main weapon is what I've been defending against a majority of my career. You know, that dive inside and rely on the size that you've got, the muscle that you've got, is technically one of my stronger areas. You know, I don't think that you're as fast as a lot of the guys that I pull against.
No.
You're very defensive, whereas me, myself, I'm a defensive puller and I defend well against your main weapon. So,
I don't think I've been top rolled in a while, Kieran. I think you're the last person to top roll me. You beat me quite quick.
I'll be the next person that top rolls you,
You need to be. I mean, it's 3 years since I've been top rolled and you're going right where I think is my strongest move.
But the thing is there's not a lot of people that pull like me. There isn't.
I think your last match, he was a smaller guy, smaller hand, and he got you on a hook. What's to say? I've got a much bigger hand than him. I think I've got a stronger hand than him.
So usually the smaller hands are actually the ones that tend to do more damage. You know, just because you've got a bigger hand, I've got you know,
you do, yeah,
a big hand as well. No,
I think I'm getting this match inside.
Because everything's closer, more strength in there.
But
you know what I mean?
What I think is, I've got enough threat outside that you can't just load up on me like that. That's what you did in 2019. I tried to grab onto your low hand, you flashed me. I've got enough threat in the top roll now. I think I can just cut straight over it. So you're going to have to change up something. So whether that means you go high with me, and then I can just super it on you. I think there's too many factors now that change compared to what the match was like in 2019.
Does the fact that this is a super match make a difference? Have you guys faced in a super match before?
No, not even once.
I think
we've only pulled.
I think this is my biggest question in the fact that he is the old champ and he is a super match puller. He can change it up. He's got the experience. I know that if I get him in the first round, that doesn't mean anything because he's going to change something.
I'm usually a slow starter anyway, so no.
So if it goes 1-0 down, I know that the match has only just begun, and I've got to find success early to be successful in this match. But I think I know exactly what Kieran's bringing. He's got one move. Let's be honest. I mean, you're going to only use one move against me today or tomorrow. It's going to be that top roll.
Well,
there's going to be a few varieties of that.
I think that top roll will probably make a chink in the armour, and it might weaken those weapons that you have in your arsenal. But you know, I'm looking forward to this because it has been up and coming. He is the current national champion on left arm, you know. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how this side is as well.
I think with Craig, you upped your game in that super match, and you had a really good match with him, and you weren't training at that point.
What, this weekend? Do you want to pull a left? Or you just want to see how he goes on?
I want to see how he is on his
some of the
left.
I think the left's brewing as well, isn't it? And I think
the left is coming. The left is coming. You know, as I might even get on the side table, and we'll find out this weekend. You know, if we can
make sure Johnny's about with the camera when you do it.
Yeah.
Well, I think, for instance, because you trained with Craig before that match, he told me, and he thought he was at a high level, and then you had that super match, and you brought it to him, and it was a really close match. I think Kieran always raises his game when it comes to super match. I don't think you've never been battered in a super match, have you? It's never been.
It's not. So I don't know. It's sometimes I can be on a high, sometimes I can be on a low. It's very difficult for me to gauge my strength. It's a lot of the time I need to find out where I stand by that first initial pull. Right, this is where I'm strong at the minute, and you know, I adjust myself to my opponent pretty much on the second from starting. So it always brings out a good war in people. It always brings out the best in people.
Why does he lose to you?
He loses to me due to the fact that he is not able to access those areas in which I am weak. I feel that he's too slow to be able to get into those positions. He is like me, essentially. He catches people. It's just whether or not these big muscles on this guy have the endurance to deal with me, because I am, in essence, an endurance puller. I pretty much go do or die right to the end. I will break myself in the process. I've said this in past interviews.
Yeah.
So, well, not.
I don't think anyone's concerned about you not jumping in something 100%. Every single match we've ever seen you in, it's, you know.
I think this match will be, can Kieran flip my wrist? And I think, because if you don't, I mean, do you think if I got into a position like Dustin Hyatt did down there, I'm confident. I think if you had me like that, I think you've got to take my wrist in this match, and that's why I think I'm going to win. I think if I was just a hooker and I thought if I had to hold on to that low hand top roll, I think I'd be in some trouble, just because you've got such an ability to keep your wrist so far away from my hand. But I think if you do that, I can go back as well, and then it's going to the straps, and I think in the straps I'm gonna get you in that hook. I think you're in.
Well, percentage-wise, then, where are you gauging it? Where are you gauging your chances? Who's the underdog? Let's get to who is the underdog? Who's the favourite?
Right now, I couldn't even actually tell you that.
I think depends what form you think you're coming in at. I think. Where are you? If 100% is you at 2019, when you.
Oh, I'm much better than 2019. And the thing is that the last Arm Wars, I was probably running about 70%. I was a lot lighter then. Wasn't as healthy, dehydrated. You know, I am healthy right now. I am the most recovered that I have been. I am fresh, out the box as you can be. I am worth money. That's how healthy I am right now.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad.
Is that good news to you?
That's good news to me, because he's the only guy I haven't beat. I mean, I'm British champion, but you're not British champion until you beat the old British champ by you. So that's what I'm coming to do, really. I mean, it was on the other arm, but Kieran won both arms in 2019. So for me, if he was there, and you know, potentially would have been a different story. I think we both would have been there or thereabouts with Craig. So I think this is definitely the next match. And yeah, I'd say we both don't know where it's gonna. Couldn't say I'm 100% sure I'm gonna win, but I'm confident. And I think this is stylistically, I think it's a good match. Stylistically, you think it's a good match.
So I think it will be.
That always makes it good.
So neither of you can commit to who's the underdog. You don't think there's an underdog in this match?
It's because we have so little.
We've gripped each other once on the right hand, and Kieran just flashed me, and that was.
It's the only experience that we actually have with each other. Usually, what I would do is I would travel to places, and I would even get the opportunity.
But I mean, in the eyes of the public.
I think in the eyes of the public, I'm probably the underdog. But then we haven't seen you in a while, and I've been active, and. I mean,
just because I haven't been active on social media doesn't mean that I haven't been active. That's things that you've got to realise. I keep my cards close to my chest. No, I like to keep a little surprise for people. And I think we'll find that out. You know?
Let's see.
We're only a matter of hours away. Less than 24 hours, and you'll be pulling. When he puts his hand on the pillar tonight, send him the message. What do you want him thinking about? Speak to him, he's there. Your last words. Let's say you're not going to speak in between now and then.
The champ's arrived, I reckon. I think you're going to see that the levels move past where you left it. Every time I go train with Craig, every time I train at Swindon, I'm a different level. And I think I'm young, I'm improving. I don't think you're improving as quick as me. You've been in the game 10 years. I don't think you're getting the gains that I'm getting. We'll see.
Message.
I think it's time to overthrow a tyrant. This king has been sitting on his throne a little longer than he needs to be. So it's time for the new king, or the old king.
I was going to say, is it not more of he feels like he's taking down the current king because although he's
Kieran's just been sat in Scotland with his title and he won't come pull anyone. That's what I think. Because he knows he'd lose. Like with Craig, I mean, you only won it because you got your good draw, didn't you? 21, I think it was.
Because I got a good draw.
Yeah.
I think my
your final message.
Yeah.
Your final message.
the king's coming back. End of.
So there you go, guys. There's a throne at stake. Tune in tomorrow. It's going down.